26th of June 2025, CRAZII Market Talk with KEL, be crazy with CRAZII. Now, guys, I know that you guys are getting a bit tired because the market has been really sideways for the longest of time, and it's understandable. So, I'll cover a bit more in depth today on what I think may be happening in the near term. Before that itself, disclaimer apply as usual. And after that, we will do our revision on the market to talk about the OP rule and the KCB rule again, because I have received a lot of people asking me the same question. Can you share more example on this? All right, I'll come to that later. Okay, so let's go into the market right now, the general market first to start off the day. Let me go into my stuff. Where is it? Hold on a minute. Seemingly I have some issue on that. Let me just bring, here we go. All right, so let's take a look at what happened in the market first. Yeah, okay. Okay, so first of all, S&P 500 ends Wednesday, little change as record high remains in reach. All right, so basically now everybody is kind of bullish right now because of the shares of artificial intelligence darling Nvidia at another 4.3% after hitting a record high level. Now, Google parent company Alphabet, chip maker AMD also gain. All right, so basically now everybody is basically believing that this is the new era, the new bull is here, and the S&P 500 is less than 1% below the 6147, the high level set in February 19. All right, so what we are looking now is this was the S&P. You must understand how it works over here. Is that the Nasdaq is going up very fast, okay? And S&P has the weightage of some of the Nasdaq component shares. So that's why the Dow Jones may be off from the high still, but because the Nasdaq is moving up much higher, so that's the reason why the S&P is now pretty near to the all-time high. All right, you can see over here, the all-time high is somewhere around here. Okay, so you get an idea? Okay, good. So the thing is right now, right, because of the ceasefire from Israel and Israel, so that's why the market feels good to go. And now because of that, the oil price has came down, so everything looks good, looks beautiful. But the interesting thing is this, okay? Now everybody is very bullish right now, but in the economic front, the investors are now also wondering why the new home sales has came in the slowest pace since October 2024. Well, it makes sense because the interest rate is at a high level right now. So if the interest rate is at a high level, who want to pay for new houses? So with that, there will be a repercussion to those companies that's affected by this. That's definitely for sure. And that's the reason why I believe that, we are having one side, the economy doing not so good, but the stock market doing pretty well. And this has been ongoing for US market for a longest of time. But again, everybody's complaining that Donald Trump really don't rest because now he threatens tough trade deal for Spain after he refused to meet the NATO defense spending target. All right. So the thing is this, Spain wouldn't commit to meeting NATO 5% spending target by 2035. And basically they negotiated many time and just Spain doesn't want it. So I'm just wondering out loud is what's the issue here? Is why must they spend? So what is the reason over there? You can read on your own. But the thing is this, to me itself, is kind of funny. And the thing is this, now Donald Trump, CIA chief, says that Iran nuclear program was severely damaged, countering reports of the US intel assessment. So seemingly, right, the intel says something different. What the CIA chief say, it is done. So again, there's a question mark over here, and it seems that right, everybody has their own way of interpreting what they have done. All right, but the thing is this, to me itself, we know that Donald Trump has this type of thing whereby he always wanted to say things that he had done it, but of course we all know that later on we'll see a lot of funny things coming, just like the plane that was given by someone, and then after that he said that it was given as a gift, but later on it was actually because it's a request. So a lot of things tell us different stuff. All right, so you have to look at the market and look at the opening price for basically how to trade. Now, one thing to note is that confirm for sure is I believe the printing has been began because recently the bond market has been trying to go up. So the bond market basically hit a head low of basically about 85, and then it went all the way to 87 recently. So why is that so? Because the yield is going down, and the yield now is at trading around 4.2%. So that pushes the bond market higher. But the thing is this, the bond market has a very interesting thing. Look here, guys. Look at the volume. The volume is actually declining. The volume is actually declining. So it's really something that I feel that, right, this is just only they are pushing it up, but they are not buying into it. So this tells me that later on, if there's going to be something that's going to happen, it will pump the bond price down. So if you ask me, I think that the bond price will be coming down pretty soon. What's my reason for that? Well, I believe in numbers, I believe in patterns, I believe in things are always repeating on its own. So let's go to the VIX chart today. So you can see that I'm going to do a simple analogy here itself, right? If I tell myself this, okay, look, if I want to put a look at this every time when the market hits 16.5. All right, I just put a simple marker here. You understand my point here. Okay, I just make a vertical line. Okay, every time when we see 16, okay, you can see that. Okay, you can see that again. You can see this again. Okay, so for the last three occasions when the market hit 16, the next few days the VIX will actually goes up again over here and again over here. So now if I cross, I put a layover, okay, on the Dow Jones example. Okay, you can see now that when that happened, when the VIX hit 16, the Dow Jones from here at 43,000 dropped all the way back to 37,000, but that was kind of like back in this 2025 March period. Okay, then after that over here, the Dow was trading at 42,800. It dropped all the way down to 41,500. And over here itself, we have the Dow at this high at 42,900. It dropped to somewhere around 42,200. So it seems that every time we have this. But of course, you can argue that, hey, every time when this is happening, the Dow gets higher. So indeed, the Dow is higher, right? Yeah, it's higher than the rest. So that's the reason why I felt that something might be happening in the near term. And of course, you can see every time when the market hit 16, the Williams indicator will be at the bottom, and we are right now here itself. So I suspect that something may happen over the weekend or maybe next week itself, but I will rather be on the sell side and the buy side. But of course, again, if the market tells me to buy, I'll still buy. Just that I want to be more careful. Yeah. So it's a very, very interesting chart that you should take a look. Okay, so let's look at the charts for today, and we can go into the market right now. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Okay, so for today, the Dow Jones this morning opening price is at 42,974. The MLP 43,024. Hence, therefore, the market is trading below OP and below pivot 2. No, not yet. It's still now trading slightly above OP, but below pivot 2. So it's going to be a classic sell signal. And on top of that, right, we can see that there is a 4 diamond here, which means that the closing price will be a very important factor here. The closing price on that day, which is Tuesday, I think, the closing price is 43,075. So that means that currently now the market is trading below 43,075. So it's actually more for the selling side. Okay, this is all showing that. So if the market do stay above OP, well, we can go back up again to the pivot 2 level. But if the market fail to stay above OP, which I think that might happen, then the market may pull back to somewhere around here, which is the KCB in the market, and this is somewhere around 42,593. Now do note that we have two moving average, 42,500, 42,344. These two numbers are now supporting the Dow, so that is holding the market. But conversely, at the same time, the KSI is red, while the KCX is black. So that means that the retailers are still buying the market, but the boys are liquefying. So the thing is this right now, we ever seen before, when the market basically continue to go up a few days, but boys were selling, then after that, boys try to buy, that's why the buying shoot up, all right? So same thing again, if you think that the Dow is going to go higher, then once the KSI turns green, you should expect the Dow to break all the way up to maybe 43,400, 500 level. But if the market stays down, and of course, if the thing stay red, then we have an issue because we've seen it before. Let me bring it to you now. Okay, incidents whereby you have the market staying up, okay, staying up, but the KSI stays red. And then after that, with some serious selling. So in this period of time, right, let's see how much it went down from here to here. It went down by almost 2,000 points. Wow. Okay. So this is something that you may want to consider to take a watch right now. Okay. So that is the Dow Jones. Let's look at the gold market right now. All right, gold is even better. Gold basically, as everybody usually does that. You see, whenever gold is running up, okay, whenever gold is like shooting up, everybody get very excited on gold. Oh, so sorry. What am I doing here today? Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, just using a single screen. It's difficult to maneuver. Okay, so you guys take a look. Okay, every time when this happens, everybody asks the same question repeatedly over and over and over again. Okay, so first of all, this is an uptrend on gold. All right, the gold uptrend is still very intact in my opinion. Okay, second, the reason to buy is when the market turns from yellow to red, yellow to red. Okay, and then after that, you will have your buying opportunity. Okay, so as long as the market turns yellow to red, there will be a buying opportunity. So what are we having right now? We are having a yellow to red. So what is the concept? Now the thing is this, at the same time, you understand this, when this happens, usually the KSI should be in the red area, right? Okay, but what are we now with the green area? So which means that there is buying in the market despite whatever you are seeing or hearing in the market. And the thing is this, we've seen this many, many times before, that when you have this sort of activity whereby the price, okay, hold on here, difficult to maneuver. Okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Is that when you have this happening, where are you? Okay, here we go. The price coming down, but the KSI is green. And then what happened? The market goes higher. Okay, pretty cool, right? So same thing again. It always repeats itself. Let me find you an example where the price came down, the KSI screen, the market goes up. All right. Okay, so let me take a look at here. Any more example? Don't really have it. Okay, let me just clear my screen a little bit and I move to the left side to let you see more example. Okay, here we go. You can take a look over here. This is very, very clear. The price went down quite dramatically, but the KSI stayed green and the market went back to cover the top. All right, guys. So I am pretty sure this is the elephant trade in the making, but we still need some right movement because we still see a price breakout. Okay, what price is that? Is the high here itself, which is at 3337. So the market now went past 3337 this morning, and I bought it too. But now it pulled back and now trade at 3332. Now gold, usually the bigger movement comes in the second half of the day or even late evening. So that's why I think that we need to wait for a while, okay, for this. But as long as gold can stay above 3337, I believe gold is going to test the 3351 level. Okay. All right, let's take a look at the next example, and that will be on the euro. Let's take a look at euro today. Euro continue to go up itself, right? That's incredible. Euro continue to go up higher, right? Despite that, there's not much dollar weakness. That some seemingly people are just believing that this is going to euro is a good buy right now, and yeah, buying up. Let me just refresh screen and get my diamond in. Okay, you can see that the market have a KCL over here. The market stays above it. So for euro, it's a very good chance we're going to see euro testing the 117 level in the near term. Okay, 117. All right, then that is where the dollar should be, at the weaker side, and then things will just change around, and we could have to turn around on the stock market, as I mentioned. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I am pretty confident that those numbers I just mentioned should be able to trigger. And of course, okay, let's do a Bitcoin, quick one on Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin has went up, and same thing again. If you do my sharing, you will notice that there's a stacked diamond yesterday and the day before, and then you have the line drawn here, and the market stayed beautifully above the line, and that's why down the diamond telling me that we can see whether the Bitcoin can test the 108 figure level. All right, so we see how it goes from there, and I wish you all the best in trading. I'll see you in the revision time. This is KEL signing off. Take care. Bye bye.